else on your person?
Brown paper packages tied up with strings.
Today we will explore the dark evolution of Wednesday Addams. Welcome back to our channel Movie Creepers. Welcome to the wonderfully weird world of Wednesday Addams, the gothic anti-heroine who's fascinated generations with her deadpan wit, macabre interests, and refusal to conform. She's a cultural staple, a fashion inspiration, and a symbol of unapologetic individuality. But Wednesday Addams wasn't always the sharp-tongued, dark-eyed icon we know today. Her transformation from an unnamed cartoon girl to a fully realized, multi-dimensional character spans over 8 decades. And every era has added something new to her eerie mystique. Before we jump into the exploration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on future videos. Thank you. Let's begin.
Let's play dolls.
A Nameless Beginning, 1938. Wednesday Addams was first conceived by cartoonist Charles Addams in 1938. She appeared in The New Yorker as part of a series of single-panel cartoons featuring a bizarre, gothic family who found joy in the macabre and the morbid. But back then, none of the characters had names. The young girl we now recognize as Wednesday was just a pale, stone-faced child holding a decapitated doll or operating a guillotine on her toys. There was no dialogue, no backstory, just black humor in a black and white world. Charles Addams had a knack for highlighting the strange and the mundane, using irony and dark whimsy to twist everyday domestic life into something hilariously grim. This little girl was central to that tone, a twisted mirror of childhood innocence.
Mama told us about the French Revolution, and Paxley chopped off her head.
The naming of Wednesday. It wasn't until ABC greenlit the Addams Family sitcom in 1964 that the characters were given names and personalities. Charles Addams was brought in to help flesh them out, and that's when the girl was christened Wednesday. The name was inspired by the old nursery rhyme, Monday's Child, which says, Wednesday's child is full of woe. It was a perfect fit. The image of a joyless child with a preference for spiders over stuffed animals instantly made sense. Wednesday wasn't just given a name, she was given a voice, a family dynamic, and an identity. And for the first time, the public saw her come to life in motion.
No, sir.
Oh, what would you like?
A dead fly.
The 1964 TV series, A Morbid Innocence. In the original television show, Lisa Loring played Wednesday Addams. Her version of the character was surprisingly sweet, especially by today's standards. She loved dancing, had a pet spider, and spoke in a soft, almost musical tone. But that didn't mean she wasn't morbid. She still enjoyed her headless dolls and was curious about electric chairs and medieval torture devices. What made her interesting was that she wasn't a rebel or an outcast in her own world. She was perfectly normal in the Addams household. Her fascination with death was treated like a child's fascination with dinosaurs or princesses. It was charming and innocent, wrapped in shadows. The 1964 series established Wednesday's signature look: black dress, white collar, long braided hair. This visual identity became so iconic that it's still instantly recognizable today. Charles Addams' intentions. Interestingly, Charles Addams never intended to give his characters deep emotional arcs or detailed backstories. He was more interested in the contrast between the ghoulish aesthetics and the everyday suburban lifestyle. In many ways, this made the Addams family, and Wednesday in particular, a blank canvas. Future adaptations could project different traits onto her without breaking the original tone. That freedom set the stage for Wednesday's most dramatic transformation.
Don't be a baby. I know what I'm doing.
Christina Ricci and the 90s Renaissance. In 1991, the Addams Family movie rebooted the franchise for a new generation, and it was Christina Ricci's portrayal of Wednesday that completely reshaped the character. This Wednesday was no longer sweet and soft-spoken. She was darker, sharper, more sinister. Ricci's performance introduced a Wednesday who enjoyed psychologically tormenting her brother, challenged authority, and spoke in ice-cold one-liners that became instantly quotable. She wasn't just weird, she was dangerous in the best way. And audiences loved her for it. In Addams Family Values, 1993, Ricci took the character even further. The now iconic Thanksgiving play scene, where Wednesday leads a rebellion against the preppy, privileged camp kids, became a cultural moment. It wasn't just funny, it was social commentary. Wednesday was standing up against performative Americana, against the forced cheerfulness and fake smiles. For many viewers, especially young women and outsiders of all kinds, Ricci's Wednesday became a role model. She wasn't interested in fitting in. She didn't tone herself down for anyone. She was unapologetically herself, and in a world that pushes conformity, that was revolutionary. symbol of the outsider. After the 90s, Wednesday Addams became more than a character. She became an archetype. She represented the outcast, the goth kid, the intellectually curious girl who refused to be cute or polite just because society expected it. She gave people permission to be strange. Her fashion, pale face, dark lips, black clothes, became a look that transcended pop culture and entered fashion, especially in alternative subcultures. Her demeanor, emotionally detached, clever, and observant, became a template for many other dark femme characters across media.
The crime.
Howdy, Ruby.
I already know where the bodies are.
The Netflix rebirth, Jenna Ortega's Wednesday, 2022. In 2022, Wednesday was reimagined once again in the Netflix series Wednesday, starring Jenna Ortega. This was the first time Wednesday had a show centered entirely around her, and it gave the character more room to breathe, grow, and evolve. Ortega's performance was a delicate blend of the Ricci-era deadpan with a modern teenage edge. Her Wednesday is still gothic and weird, but she's also layered. She's dealing with trauma, with expectations, with family history, and with the awkwardness of being a teenager in a world full of cliques, even supernatural ones. Set at Nevermore Academy, the show removes Wednesday from the Addams mansion and places her among fellow outcasts, vampires, werewolves, psychics, and other misfits. For the first time, we see Wednesday navigate a world where she's not the only weirdo, and that opens her up in unexpected ways. She struggles with connection. She's introverted, but not emotionless. She forms bonds, makes enemies, and, perhaps most importantly, starts questioning herself. She's no longer just a cartoon or a satire. She's a fully fledged protagonist. A detective, a friend, a teenage girl. The Netflix show also adds a mystery element, turning Wednesday into a kind of gothic Sherlock Holmes. She investigates murders, uncovers family secrets, and finds herself caught in prophecies and conspiracies. These elements turn her into something more than just a quirky kid. She becomes a dark heroine. Her relationships, especially with her roommate Enid and with her mother Morticia, explore a more emotional side of Wednesday. She's not immune to insecurity. She's not too cool to be affected by others, but she processes everything in her own, uniquely morbid way. Wednesday's legacy in pop culture. From nameless cartoon to teenage icon, Wednesday Addams has never stopped evolving. But through it all, her essence remains, a refusal to conform, a love for the dark, and a strength that comes from being different. She's been turned into memes, inspired fashion collections, become a Halloween staple, and sparked countless internet trends. But more than anything, she continues to resonate with people who feel like they don't fit in. Wednesday doesn't ask permission to be herself. She doesn't apologize for her oddities. She doesn't water herself down to make others comfortable. That's what makes her timeless. The core of Wednesday Addams. Despite the transformations across decades, mediums, and actresses, Wednesday Addams' core remains untouched. She is a child of the strange, the beautiful embodiment of controlled chaos, and a mirror to the parts of ourselves we're taught to hide. She's a reminder that weird is powerful, that darkness can be funny, that intelligence doesn't have to come with likability, and that being different isn't just okay. It's a strength. So whether you met her in a black and white cartoon, at a summer camp revolt, or solving mysteries at Nevermore, one thing's clear. Wednesday Addams isn't going anywhere. And honestly, she wouldn't want it any other way. The final takeaway. And there you have it. The full evolution of Wednesday Addams, from a nameless cartoon curiosity in The New Yorker to the gothic trailblazer we know and love today. Across decades, actors, and storylines, Wednesday has proven that you don't have to be bright and bubbly to shine. Her power lies in embracing the shadows, asking uncomfortable questions, and refusing to play by anyone else's rules. Whether she's beheading dolls in black and white sitcoms, leading an uprising at summer camp, or solving supernatural murders at Nevermore Academy, Wednesday remains timeless. She's never needed superpowers or grand speeches, just a sharp tongue, a sharper mind, and the confidence to be unapologetically herself. That's why she continues to resonate with so many people who've ever felt like outsiders or misfits. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your fellow weirdos, and hit that subscribe button for more character deep dives and dark pop culture explorations.